to Can You Beat Fallout New Vegas as Rick. So, for this challenge, obviously I named myself Rick. I saved the game and got ready to set my special stats. And honestly, I hated myself for setting the special stats. I am not going to lie. Before I did that, I tried to make him look like Rick as much as possible, which is make him old and have white hair. I couldn't figure out what made white until I just added everything together. I gave him like a rizzled up, spiky haircut, stole as much stuff as I can from his house. And yeah, I gave myself terrible endurance, which was a terrible, terrible idea. I figured since he's an old man, he should have bad endurance. But that was a bad idea because, well... So, for this challenge, I was only allowed to use a lab coat for armor and a plasma pistol, because a plasma pistol reminded me of his portal gun. And lab coat, because come on, Rick has a lab coat. This was gonna make my endurance being shit even worse. So, yeah. Not really much I can do there. For my special traits, I picked hot-blooded, and I couldn't discover what to pick. I was looking through everything, but eventually I just decided to go Wild Wasteland, because, you know, why not? After that, I looted Doc Mitchell's house for everything I could find. I talked to him, put on hardcore mode because I hate myself, went out to sell all my quest items, and then did the tutorial. Technically, I didn't use a plasma pistol for the tutorial, but I don't really count that because you have to do it, and I'm not really killing anyone. So if you want me to fail the challenge right there and then, just say I failed in the comments, but I'm not counting that. So, yep. After that, I talked to the bartender, ran around a while, and I decided to do the quest to fight against the powder gangers. Because last time I had bad karma, so I wanted to go for a neutral run in this run. But, spoiler alert, I got good karma because I killed some powder gangers, even when I started eating people. To try to make up for it, I just couldn't do it. But anyway, I gathered them all up, decided to make a save, and then I hid behind a wheelbarrow, then came out and blasted some fools. I let them do most of the work, but every once in a while I'd blast them. Also, there was this guy who was really far out there and it kind of glitched the quest, but other than that, it was quite easy. So yep, after that I went down to Prim and blasted some more fools, and I was butt naked. Luckily I had clothes on though, so I didn't, you know, get demonetized or my channel was taken away. That would have been bad, but yeah, this was before I got the lab coat. But I had a plan to get the lab coat later, don't worry, but for now I was pretty naked. As much, you know, XP as humanly possible, so I had to wipe out some powder gangers to do so. And yeah, I was going to do all the side quests, or as many as I wanted to get XP, so this challenge wouldn't be as hard. Yep, so after dying quite a few times because, well, I was butt naked fighting people with guns, so you can imagine my surprise when I actually didn't do too well. It was quite difficult, believe it or not, and it took a few tries. I started to hide back and wait for them to come to me, but, you know, that didn't always work all the time. So, yep. Eventually, though, after save after save, after trying, I would make it through. Also, the guy with the flamethrower ran at me with a pipe. Like, he didn't even run at me with the flamethrower. Why wouldn't you use the flamethrower? After rescuing that annoying deputy and having him follow me out, it was quite easy. Besides dying, you know, a lot of times, it was honestly an easy quest. You know, that's what all Fallout is. You die until you succeed. Unless you've played the game a million times, which I have, but I've never done this challenge before, so get off me about dying. Stop saying I'm a noob in the comments. I can read your comments. So yep, after that, decided to wipe out some ants for some XP, you know, help the NCR bit, try to get a good relation. You know how it is, and I got some good ant meat since I'm playing on survival. By the way, I would stop recording the eating stuff, so that's why you didn't see me eat and drink. And yeah, I would, honestly, I stop recording when I do basic things. Even though this video is sped up, even with me stop recording for everything that's basic, it was like 6 hours. So yeah, you don't want to watch a 6-hour video. So I edited it down to 40 minutes. You're welcome. So anyway, after continuing the Prim quest, I went to Nipton. Thought about, you know, taking care of those legionaries permanently, turning them into ash. But considering how I don't have my lab coat, and my lab coat's only 3 durability anyway, I needed some help. And I decided not to kill the legionaries. So I murdered the doctor and didn't do his stupid quest because I hate that quest. Got shot at, did that again, and got the lab coat. I had to use a stealth boy so I wouldn't get caught, so there's a stealth boy wasted. But hey, I didn't help the Great Khans, and New Vegas anyway. That's really the only reason you use a stealth boy is to get past those death claws. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, since I'm Rick, I decided to go to Blitz and Chips! Blitz and Chips, Morty! Yeah! And earn some caps. I had 10 luck, so I could easily win. However, I lost all my caps. Yep, gambling. So I had to try again. But I did win and earn a bunch of money. Then I went and bought some energy cells. By the way, throughout most of this challenge, I had no idea where to buy energy cells. True, almost everyone sold it, but they didn't sell a lot of it. And once you bought it, it would take forever for them to stock up. Well, in Hoover Dam, there's actually a place where they sell tons and tons and tons of energy cells, but I didn't really know that for the bulk of this challenge, so kind of wasted most of my time, not gonna lie. Anyway, enough of me rambling about energy cells. Now, time for me to help some ghoul cultists. You know, the best cultists. Some good old ghouls. Yep. So I went down to the basement, and I thought about murdering all the Nightkin, but instead of that, I decided to end things peacefully. Which, pro tip, you can just murder that ghoul there, and yeah, just take the password and all the information you need to know, and give it to the Nightkin, and they'll leave. You don't have to do that quest where you find his dead friend. Oh, yep, that quest is honestly pretty easy. After that, it's time to, you know, talk to the ghouls and talk to the ghoul god, Jesus, radiation man thing that leads them. And yeah, just collect all the items. Now, I had a choice to blow up the rocket ship or to help them go back. And I was really tempted just to blow it up because, well, it would be kind of funny. Also, I killed an old lady getting the stuff, you know, rest in peace. Anyway, I decided to just let them go to their home. Since last playthrough I did blow it up. And I decided to actually have this be a hard challenge since, you know, last challenges weren't that hard. So I only had a lab coat and a laser pistol, or plasma pistol, whatever you fancy people want to call it. Trying to correct me in the comments, I already see them. So then I went to Helios 1 to get more NCR rep and some XP, since I should have enough science to fix the robot. Used my confirmed bachelor, since it was confirmed that Rick did have a threesome with, what is that guy's name? Oh, yeah. Actually had to look that up. It was Mr. Nimbus. Mr. Nimbus was the guy Rick had a threesome with. So it is canonically that Rick is bi, or at the very least pan. So yep. So anyway, after that, it was time for me to die to some turrets a bunch of times, which is very fun. I decided to skip that, however, and just use a stealth boy, because I found quite a few stealth boys for this run. So yep. Stealth boys were my go-to when I didn't want to get absolutely destroyed with my weak-ass lab coat. So after that, I decided to repair the machine and have them fix up my computer, which was good. And then I was tempted to destroy the NCR, I'm not going to lie, but I decided to do what they wanted. I mean, I could have got the super gun, but I'm not allowed to use it, so the only really thing I could do here was just improve relations with the NCR, because that would help me on the long run. Why? Because I wanted to save the president later. Why? Because, well, I felt like it. So anyway, after that, I was idolized in Novak, and I decided to go around and sneakily attack these gang members, since I remembered where they were, since I'm such a nerd. And yep, I snuck around and hit them from the back, like it was Vietnam, or if I was, gay. Anyway, after that, it was time to go to Boulder City, and I was decided to use my speech to talk things out with both of them, because originally I was going to be friends with the Great Khans. Not to spoil anything, but later I might change that opinion, depending on how things go. Ooh, you're going to have to watch the video and find out. Oh yeah. Anyway, after that, I decided to run to the monorail. They gunned me down pretty easily. So then I took some jet and some stim packs and ran in and went straight to the strip. Why'd I go straight to the strip instead of anywhere else? Well, good question. I wanted to finish this and finish off Benny as fast. Just kidding, I went in there to gamble. It was funny because I was the exact same casino that Benny was in. So all I did was gamble, played some slot machines, but you know, if you really want to win a bunch of money through gambling, you know what you do. You play cards, blackjack to be specific. And I bet max and lost all my money. So then I tried again. And this time it went a lot better after I reloaded. Yep, I've never lost all my money with 10 luck before. That was the first time that ever happened because of how bad of just hits I took. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. And I looked up what Joker meant, and it said 0 cards, but it means the same thing as Ace and Queens in Fallout New Vegas, even though it says it's worth 0 on Google. So that's why I took some hits that I should not have taken, and I folded when I should not have folded. But yeah, other than that, I did quite well at blackjack. And yep, I played for quite a while. Eventually, I would just, cut out the recording, stop recording after I start playing. But for the first round, I decided not to do that and just keep playing until I won full to show you I did a lot of gambling. Because remember, Rick did go to Blitz and Chips, so that was fun. Anyway, after gambling and becoming rich, I went to Mr. House and he told me to go take down Benny. So yeah, after getting shot in the head, I kind of got over it because people try to kill me every day and I get high with half of them. But since House wanted me to kill Benny and take the platinum chip, and well, he offered me quite a few caps to do so. So I decided to take Benny down right here, right now. And my plan was to lure him up to the room and shoot him. But I couldn't really do that because I wasn't allowed to have weapons. So I convinced the guy at the top so he let me have weapons. I should have talked to him before so Benny wouldn't have went up to his room, but I didn't think about that. So now Benny goes up to his room, and yeah, I can't get him arrested because I didn't think things through. But because I talked to the guy, I am allowed to have a weapon. And I thought about getting the Yes Man ending, but I decided to go with Mr. House. Don't worry, next time I do a New Vegas challenge, I won't get the Mr. House ending because I did that like 3 times in a row. I just feel like Ricks would care about the money and wouldn't really care about independent New Vegas. He wouldn't really care about anything, so he would just want the money from Mr. House. And he wouldn't be able to do, fun drugs under the Legion, and the NCR cramps his style. So Mr. House is kind of the most logical choice. So yeah. I then tried to destroy Benny many, many times. He got my butt whooped. But after Eden, saving, and luring them into a door to shoot them down one by one, eventually, after not so fun of a time, I was able to take everyone out. Taking Benny out and his bodyguards was quite a big accomplishment. I was quite proud of myself. After that, Mr. House told me to go to the Legion Fort. But before that, I had to go into his creepy basement. But before I went to the Legion Fort, I decided to help out the Kings because Elvis is cool. I don't know what you want me to say. I just like Elvis. So the Kings are pretty cool. So yeah, by the way, if you kill his bodyguard, you get to keep all the caps. So that is definitely a plus. So yeah, after murking the bodyguard, usually you have to pay him the caps the Kings gave you, but you don't have to do that if you just straight up murk him. So yep, after that, you can just go to the King, tell him what's up, then leave and go to the Freeside Fort. I also have a way to finish this quest super fast. You see it, what you're supposed to do is talk to everyone and then eventually go to the place where the NCR is giving out food and talk to them too. But instead of that, you can just go up and just straight murk them from the beginning. Go to the NCR place where they're handing out food and just murk them all. And it'll make the NCR a bit mad, but not enough for you to lose too much reputation that you go down a level, like you go down a hated or whatever. So after doing that, I completed the quest and then decided to get some more quests. Because, well, quests are good. I decided to do Debt Collector since Rick can be quite a scary guy. And to be honest, I just needed the caps, Rick likes to party, and I need the caps for some partying and some stim packs. Mostly stim packs, since this doctor code is not the best. So, yeah. After that, it was quite easy. I'm not gonna tell you too much details because this debt collector quest is usually the same. I did almost die though, getting the last guy, but besides that, not much really changed. Then I discovered the medical place in New Vegas, and I had an idea. My idea was, since my endurance is so bad, I would get some implants to try to fix it. However, I needed to test this out. So to test out my endurance, I decided to go to the powder gangers and, well, have some fun. And sadly, this would turn me super good because, well, each time I killed one powder ganger, I got good karma. And I had so much good karma throughout this game, I ate like 30 people. I literally looked at the end of the game how many people I ate. And I ate like 30. And I was still super good because of how many powder gangers I just slaughtered. Apparently these guys were so evil, you can eat 30 people and you're still a very good person. I don't know how that works in New Vegas, but hey, I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, slaughtering the powder gangers weren't too hard. I just used a lot of stim packs. And eventually, they did almost take me down because it got quite, hard to take down all the numbers. But just luring them away, blasting them in the face one by one, eventually I took everyone out. After wiping out the correctional facility, it was quite clear where I needed to go next, and that was Caesar's Fort, because I was going to finally do it. I was going to finally go down and upgrade the Securitrons. I was kind of, waiting to do it because I needed to up my endurance first. But yep, besides that, I was fine. So after that, I decided to save a couple times and go back to try to hack in and disable all the security system because I didn't feel like fighting a bunch of robots as this guy. Because, come on, let's be real. A little plasma pistol and a lab coat doesn't do well against lasers. Even so, though, the turrets still shot at me, so I had to blow them up one by one. Which was quite hard because I almost died a lot during this when the two turrets just blasted at you. But luckily I didn't. I would just shoot a little bit, fall back, and shoot a little bit again. By the way, I usually do a melee build, and when I shoot, I have like such good armor, I don't really like fall back and hide. But this was kind of like a take cover and shoot quest, you know, like a challenge, which was quite interesting. After that, I got some talents for the tops, not too much interesting, leveled up. Then I went to Jacobstown to help out some super mutants. Because, well, I was just trying to level up as much as possible because I had a plan. You see, I wanted to go do Old World Blues because if I did Old World Blues, I can get the Big Brain perk and up all my stats all around. But before I did that, I needed a pretty high level. So I just decided to go out and do side quest after side quest after side quest. And by the way, originally I was going to do every DLC because Rick has a portal gun. He goes through different dimensions. So each DLC is kind of like their own dimension. But my brother was coming in a few weeks, so I decided to scrap that and try to get this video out as soon as possible. So I decided just to do one DLC later on. Anyway, doing this quest wasn't too hard. So yeah, these quests weren't that hard. I mean, it was kind of hard to fight invisible dogs and night stalkers that can literally eat you. But other than a few jump scares, I had plenty of stim packs to easily take them out. And that's why I got 10 luck, by the way, because Rick likes to gamble, so it works well with his character. And I needed money for stim packs. And the best way to get money is to sell Mr. House snow globes and to gamble. And that's usually why I side with Mr. House, because he pays me for snow globes. That's literally the main reason, not some deep lore explanation. Although I do really like Mr. House as a character also. I find him quite interesting. And in real life, I would probably side with Mr. House. If you want me to do a video on why Mr. House is the best ending, I know a bunch of people do videos on what's the best ending, but yeah. Anyway, I knew this Nightkin was coming, so my plan was to kill him as soon as he came. But that failed because they all turned hostile to me, so I just talked them down. After that, I decided to go back to Mr. House and do another main quest. I had to talk to the boomers, which wasn't going to be fun with this lab coat. So you get to see many attempts. The first one, I honestly almost made it. I was literally in the house, but I still blew up. So the second time, I tried to go more roundabout way, and I almost made it again, but I just died. And the third time, I wasn't even close. I just fumbled completely. So yeah, those were those attempts. And eventually I decided just to run towards the fence and screw it, balls to the wall. And that actually worked. Me not going towards the house actually worked, which I've never done it without going to that house. So yeah, I guess, I don't know what that means. You think that going to the house would be the safe option. Maybe it's faster just to go to the gate and speed was very important. I don't know. By the way, I also got this perk where if I kill something, it blows up. However, for some reason, the game glitched and the perk never worked after this quest where I killed the ants. So I just died repeatedly from explosions, and halfway through, I didn't even know what was killing me. I didn't know why there was explosions. I assumed there was mines here, but I never knew or had experiences with mines in this location. So, after dying over and over and over again, eventually I would figure it out. Every time I killed an ant, they would blow up. So after that, I tried to stay far away and have plenty of stim packs near me. However, even with this discovery, I'm not gonna lie, I died during this mission more than any other mission from a perk. A perk that I picked out personally killed me. And the perk never worked again. After this little mission where I killed the ants, that perk never worked. It never worked, it never activated. Every time I killed something, it didn't blow up from my plasma explosion. So that perk, all it did was kill me a lot during one quest, and that's it. Literally. This quest is so easy. It's supposed to only take a couple seconds, but because of that perk, I just kept getting blown up over and over again. And true, I could get the sound thing and just kills them all instantly, but I was really stubborn and wanted to kill them myself. So, yeah. Being crippled from explosions and almost dying over and over and over again from your own stupidity, is kind of, well, an ego breaker. I'm not gonna lie, this really hurt my ego. I mean, I don't really have that much of an ego, but when I play New Vegas, I feel like a god. But I didn't feel like much of a god here. Instead, I just felt like an idiot that couldn't handle his own perks. That's all I felt like during this quest. I mean, look, this is literally 6 times speed this video is on, and I'm still talking. I've been rambling on for 2 minutes. That's how long I've been here. That's how long it takes for me to destroy all these stupid ants because of that dumb perk I chose. Honestly, without that, I probably could have beat this game a day earlier because of all that stupid explosions of me just blowing up over and over and over again from a dumb perk that I picked. I did not have a lot of fun. I am not gonna lie. Just, yeah. Eventually, though, I did lure the ants up there and take them out one by one by one by one by one. And I think this is the run. Nope, I just died. I died for the 20th time. That was not the run where I did it. Well, good thing I saved not too long ago, so time to do all this again. Time to destroy ants over and over again. Hope I don't blow up and die. This challenge is so fun. I love playing as Rick. Ooh-wee, Rick. Ooh-wee, we're gonna shoot some ants. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, yeah. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, ant time. Time to kill some ants. It's so fun, Rick. It's so much fun. Yay! Eventually, though, I did level up and complete the quest. After that, it was time to heal some people, which, you know, came natural to me since I am Rick. High medicine, high science, only makes sense. Yeah, after that, I decided to help this guy get a girlfriend and help his love life. So I was just dying over and over again to explosives. Now I'm helping someone find love. New Vegas is funny sometimes. Don't you agree? At least I think I agree. Anyway, it wasn't too hard. All it was me going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth since I had so much speech. And she glitched out and was inside of a person one time. Not in a dirty way. Get your mind out of the gutter. Anyway, after that, it was time for me to reach the lady out of the lake and give the boomers their bombers so they can become a bunch of psychopaths. After that, I talked to Mr. House and decided to go to Old World Blues because I needed those upgrades I get from finishing this DLC. I had 100 stim packs and 500 to 600 energy cells. And when I left, I only had 20 energy cells and 10 stim packs. That tells you how much I got wrecked throughout this DLC. Honestly, I haven't played in so long, I completely forgot what was in Old World Blues. I remember there was a giant scorpion, a bunch of brain people, but that was about it. I forgot how hard it was and how screwed over I got. But I'm still glad I did it, because I got the big brain perk, and, well, come on, Old World Blues, if any DLC from New Vegas said Rick and Morty, it'll be this one. Come on, you can't disagree. So yeah, after talking to the brain people, yes, I'm not going to use their names because they don't deserve it. They may have gotten a doctorate, but they kidnapped me and took my brain, and I'm Rick. No one takes my brain. So yep, it was time for me to get my laser pistol, eat some things, drop some armor they gave me because I'm only allowed to use a lab coat, and yeah, set up a shop. I then got to know things, and well, okay, this was kind of weird. Like I said, I haven't played in years, and I forgot a lot. So it's kind of like, I don't know, nostalgia and forgetfulness at the same time. Kind of like a backrooms level. Also, I forgot about the dogs that shoot lasers from their mouth that knock you down on your back. They are quite annoying. After all, what NPC can knock you down? That's kind of dumb. Only I want to knock people down. You know, that's my thing. But yeah, it was time for me to collect tapes. Also, a little side tangent, this DLC is so repetitive. Most of it is just you collecting tapes. I collected this tape, now I'm gonna get this tape, now I'm gonna get this tape, and I would pass a tape over and over and over again, even though they were right in front of my face. And I don't have seeing problems. I don't need glasses. I don't know. I'm just hyper-focused, so I just don't see things, if that makes sense. If you say that doesn't make sense, then, well, screw you. Anyway, most of this DLC was just me walking around collecting tapes and running around and running away from robotic scorpions. At first, I tried to destroy everything, but I was kind of running low on ammo. And even though you can buy energy cells, you can't really buy a lot. So I was kind of forced to, you know, save my ammo as much as I possibly could. And like I said, I had 100 stim packs going into this. And when I left, I only had 10. Because you can only buy 3 every 3 days, which is kind of dumb. So, yep. After going around exploring some houses, looking up, getting some tapes and things like that, things were still a bit complicated, but they weren't too hard. Like I said, most of this quest was just me, collecting some tapes. And every once in a while I would get some energy cells, but I would always spend way more destroying whatever I was fighting than the amount I got. So it's kind of like paying way more for a house than you get back when you sell it. It's not worth it, it's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, basically, it's not worth it. But yeah, after I collected the tapes and did all these stupid brain guys jobs, come on, guys, really? Really? Why aren't they destroyed? Why hasn't Morbius destroyed his enemies yet? He really can't take down that place with his entire army. I just don't understand that. If you have an answer for me, please let me know in the comments. So, yep, after destroying lobotomites and being crippled because I was out of doctor bags and refusing to do other recording because I fumbled my words because, well, I'm tired. So you're going to have some voice fumbles instead of me redoing some stuff. Usually when I mess up, like talking in my recording, I'll just start over again. But I don't feel like doing that because it's late and I want to get this video out. Don't judge me. So anyway, now that I was permanently crippled and limping across the entire map, running away from people who don't have brains holding axes at me, it was time for me to fight. Luckily, cazadors can't poison you because, well, you don't have a brain. However, I didn't know that playing this. So when I saw cazadors, I pooped my pants because I hate cazadors. Like, there's not a single Fallout fan who likes cazadors. And if you say you like cazadors, you are a liar. No one likes them. No one. I mean, that's the only thing I'd remove from New Vegas, is take out the cazadors. It's a perfect game, but that thing is so annoying. I just take them away. I hate cazadors. Screw those things. Just make them go bye-bye. And you might say, oh, you're a wuss. Some people like challenges. I like challenges too, but their poison is permanent. And you use a stim pack and heal, and your health still goes down. Poison is dumb. I hate poison in this game. It's just so dumb. Why would you use that? It just doesn't make any damn sense. Okay, enough of my tirade. I got some tapes, talked to a sink, computer, desktop, and everything you could think of. Like, there's so many talking things in this DLC. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a talking couch or a talking toilet. Honestly, there probably was a talking toilet, but they cut it out. And no, I haven't heard that from anywhere, but I'm just gonna say it's canon. It's my own personal headcanon that there was a talking toilet, but they cut it out of the game due to the budget cuts. The talking toilet was going to have its own quest, and you were going to have to fight a giant turd at the end of Old World Blues, but they switched it with the scorpion so more people would play. They felt like fighting a giant turd was too disgusting, and would turn some audiences off from the game. So yeah, after my weird rant, I mean, look at this. Look how much I was in this DLC. And I could describe every little thing I was doing, but to be honest, I didn't even comprehend what was going on half the time. I was just collecting tapes, getting lost, and fighting invisible stuff. Also fighting scorpions that just pissed me off. That was most of this quest. So I could not go out and explain exactly what was going on. So I had to go on this weird rant that everyone's like, oh, why is he ranting? Why is he ranting? What is this weirdness? What is this weirdness? Anyway, I was at a schoolhouse eventually because, well, I needed to upgrade my cyber gun, but before I did that, I had to, test out this stealth suit, which was super annoying because anytime I failed, I had to reload. So, yep, I had to test out this stupid stealth suit. So I decided to use a stealth boy just to go past all the robots. That way I can just, and get this quest done easily, which I feel like worked well for me. And you see this footage, how I'm like hiding without a stealth suit on and doing all that. I failed and had to try again, which kind of made me mad. Anyway, after failing quite a few times, eventually I would do the test correctly. After trying again, and sadly I had to put on the stealth suit. So you could say I failed the challenge since I put on a stealth suit. However, I had to do it for this quest, and technically I don't need to do the Old World Blues. I don't need to do Blue World, Old World, or whatever you fancy people call it, to beat Fallout New Vegas. So, yeah, I'm not counting that. I'm not counting that one time I put on a stealth suit. I'm not counting it. You can count it. You could say I failed the quest. You could say I failed my mission. You could tell me I'm a bad YouTuber, and this has nothing to do with the challenge. Why am I going on this rant? I should just go jump off a cliff. You could tell me that in the comments, but I'll keep talking because I'm me. So anyway, after that weird ass rant, I went off and killed some night stalkers because they are quite annoying. And I was still looking and getting some things. I also had to fight some Cazadors, but I like Cazadors in Old World Blues because they don't poison you. They're just like normal enemies. I wish they were like that in the base game, honestly. Honestly, I wish there should be a mod that makes like all Cazadors like Cazadors from Old World Blues. Because in Old World Blues, they don't poison you. They don't poison you, and I really like that. Also, I had to fight a Securitron, which is not fun at all. I mean, look at this thing. Look at that. I mean, it was kind of sped up so you didn't see it, but that thing almost tore me in half. I didn't really like that. And these lobotomites were quite annoying because they would throw axes at you. Come on, an axe is a melee weapon. You're not allowed to throw it. That's cheating. Also, there was a one quest where I had to fight a bunch of Securitrons. And yeah, like I said before, there's no way to describe this DLC because it's just collecting different tapes. I could go, I collected this tape, I collected that tape, but that would just become tiresome. I guess I could have just cut out this image entirely, but if I did that, there was no point of doing the DLCs because you wouldn't see it. So yeah, they was just me fighting scorpions, Securitrons, and all kinds of weird stuff. That was the entire DLC of Old World Blues. Just me going around fighting stuff, me getting lost, and me being confused all the time. That was it. That was Old World Blues for me. I hope you enjoyed. And I was a crippled. I forgot to mention I was crippled 24/7 because I didn't have a doctor's bed. So I was limping. Imagine an old man with a lab coat and a little tiny laser pistol fighting robots that shoot missiles at him. That was not fun. It wasn't fun. But luckily, I was able to take him down because you know who I am? I am Rick. I am the Rick Sanchez, the smartest man in the universe. And these little cybernetic wheel-mongering robot things, Securitrons, whatever you fancy people call them, were nothing on me because I'm Rick. I'm Pickle Rick. So yeah, after going on that weird rant where Pickle Rick possessed me or whatever the hell just happened, I talked to the brain guys, the doctors, where I refused to say their name because they made me go through literal hell, so screw those guys, they don't deserve any respect. I decided to do the main quest and finally finish this, as I finally got to where I can take down the boss. I thought, but it turns out I needed a sonic laser guns to, destroy the force fields so I can fight this guy. Because my plasma pistol did 0 damage. I had 100% energy weapon. So, yeah, I wasn't taking him down with my plasma pistol. So I had to go back and do the quest where I upgrade the weapon, which was hard. But after I did that, I used the weapon and destroyed the things. I could have showed you, honestly. I could have showed you where I got it upgraded, but it was just really repetitive, so I decided just not show you and just tell you. I know you might be upset, but just... And honestly, I wasn't going to tell you about my mistake originally, but I'll come clean. I failed because I'm an idiot, and I had to reload and do a bunch of stuff over again. But after that, I went over, got to the terminals, and yeah... After a lot of reloads, eventually I told all the turrets to attack the giant robot. But even with that, it was still taking quite a while. So I decided to go into the terminal and make it so the robot shut down. Which it did. With a giant metal scorpion thing shut down and me running against the wall for some reason, it was time for me to go and meet Morbius. And I was going to take him down for making me go through this hell. Yep. I could have talked Morbius out, maybe sided with him. I don't know if you can or not, because I just, said I'm going to kill you and blasted him. If you could side with Morbius, please let me know. I would love to do that sometime. But I'm not going to do this DLC for a while, because it really pissed me off. I'm not going to lie. It wouldn't be so bad if I had more armor than the stupid lab coat and a tiny plasma pistol, but, that's all I had, so it was pretty bad. After taking down Morbius, I had to talk to my brain, which was interesting. My brain didn't like me for some reason. I guess wearing nothing but a lab coat and running around pissing everyone off makes it so you're not that likable from your brain. But you know what? Screw my brain. Who cares what I think? You gotta care what I think. By the way, I still don't understand how people are conscious. How am I conscious with a brain? Is it my soul? I'm sure they explained it, but I was just toned out. I'm not gonna lie. For this quest, I was tired and I had no idea what the hell was going on 99% of the time. It was just insane. Anyway, I went back to the big brains. I wanted to kill them all for putting me through this, but I went there voluntarily, and to be honest, I didn't have enough energy cells to take them all down, so I decided just to level up and leave Old World Blues. Yep, but I did get something from it though. I got the big brain perked, and all my special stats were buffed. So I was going to test it out by slaughtering the Great Khans. Because the Great Khans did help Benny shoot me in the head at the beginning. Originally, I wanted to ally with them, but after going through all that, I had a change of heart. I was a good Rick, a good guy, but after going through Old World Blues, I have turned evil, and I picked up cannibalism. Old World Blues broke me and turned me into a villain, and that is my villain arc. Or it would be if eating 30 people turned you evil, which it doesn't if you kill powder gangers, apparently. Because throughout the game, it always said I was very good. Anyway, I went over and freed some NCR guys to, get some more XP. I want to test out my new stats against the Legion. My greater durability was a lot nicer, and I didn't take damage nearly as much. It was still a problem since I'm just wearing a lab coat, but that durability really, really helped me out, I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, I'm glad I did Old World Blues, because my stats were effed up from the beginning, and I had to fix it by going through literal hell. So, yeah, after that I went to the Gomeritas, and Old World Blues. I won't bring it up for as long as the video lasts. I promise, that was the last time. Anyway, I did the Omerta's quest, and yes, I knew I talked about the DLC throughout most of it, but it was boring. It was literally through the same thing. I tried to lie and finish it that way, like twice, because I thought I could be a little stinker, but it never really worked because they just got gunned down. So, eventually, I just decided to tell the truth and let my partner take things from there and use myself as a human shield. Technically, I did not blast them myself, and I didn't really hire them, so I don't really count that. After that, I got Veronica. I wasn't really allowed to use companions, but I was just gonna use her to blow up and kill all her family, so I don't think that really counts. If you count that as me failing the quest or failing the challenge, whatever, then just count it and let me know I suck in the comments. It's fine. So after that, I ran from the hidden bunker, it blew up, and Vraska yelled at me, so then I killed her and ate her flesh. After that, I went to Mr. House, told him I wiped out the Brotherhood of Steel. Then I went to save President Kimball. Why did I want to save Kimball so bad? Well, because it makes a better ending for New Vegas. Because, well, the NCR doesn't want to take over Vegas from Mr. House. They blame their leader. Why do I want to get ending for this? Because, well, Rick wants to party. And if I have to do more stuff, then I can't party anymore, So it's just nice to relax every once in a while, When you're out there banging planets, using Mr. Meekseeks, going to a DLC you hate, and all that stuff, it's just nice to relax and party sometimes. So, after getting things ready, saving the president, it was finally time for the Battle of Hoover Dam. The final battle, and I was ready to finish this. And yeah, Hoover Dam was quite interesting. I almost died to the Great Khans, even though I destroyed their leader and a lot of them, so I don't think they should really be here. After all, their leadership is dead, so I don't know why it's on their priority to help Caesar's Legion take the dam, but whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. After killing a few legionaries and eating their flesh to try to get neutral karma, which it didn't work, I was still very good at the end. It doesn't really matter though, I guess. So yeah, the legionaries were quite stronger than me to say the least, so I had to take cover and kind of blast them and let a lot of other people do my dirty work for me. So yeah, hiding back, blasting them away, and letting other people do my work for me was kind of my strategy for the dam. And after going to the center of the dam, I talked the NCR heavy troopers into letting me go in by tricking them because I did not feel like fighting them with a lab coat because I don't hate myself that much. After that, I blew away some Legion recruits because you know how it is. I activated the dam and began to continue to walk around. As soon, I was about to get to Lake Atlantis, and originally I wanted to fight him, but I'm not gonna lie. I was having second thoughts throughout the battle, but did I fight him or did I talk things out? You'll have to see. Soon. The Securitrons made it quite easy for me to make it to the fort, but once I got to the fort, I know things are going to be a lot harder, so I decided to fight some elite legionaries, and honestly, I thought these guys were going to destroy me, but it was quite easy to keep my distance from them. As long as I kept my distance and blast them in the head, it was very easy to take them down, because the plasma pistol was actually a pretty good weapon, not going to lie. And then I saw Lake Atlantis. I tried to take him down, but I did barely any damage, and he had a ton of army men just running at me. Legionaries wanted to fist me to death, no homo, or yes homo, depending on what you're into. So I decided to talk him out. I knew I could have just defeated him with my plasma pistol eventually, but I did not hate myself that much, so I just talked him out of it. And I feel like that's a Rick thing to do, because people try to kill him all the time, but he gets high with half of them. However, to make up for it, I did decide to kill General Oliver, because, well, screw General Oliver, you know? He's a bastard. But him and his men wrecked me, so I decided to try that again. But this time, I told him he was going to die, and I ran behind a wheelbarrow, and he was destroyed. And yep, I proved once and for all you could beat Fallout New Vegas as Rick. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Love you all.